I believe music education to be more than just musicians coming together to learn about music. Music ultimately shapes one's life. I remember when I was in 5th grade, my classmates and I were in our general music class, and we were selecting which classes we wanted to take in middle school. It was a huge step for us. I was having trouble deciding whether to take band or not. In my mind, it would have led to me being bullied even more than I already was, so I was skeptical. However, my closest friend at the time, Yada, was talking to me about how fun it would be to be in band together and to get to make music. So being that I already loved music, I agreed. Even though I don't know where he is today, I'll never forget him for that, because that conversation changed my life forever. Now fast forward a bit to my freshman year in high school. I had just moved in with my dad, so I didn't know anyone there. I was sort of losing my passion for band, so I debated taking the class, but it was between that or some other boring elective, so I chose band. I'll never regret making that decision, though. Throughout my days in high school, everything I did and experienced was through band. I met friends that will last me a lifetime. I met my first and second girlfriend. I was inspired to be a band director, etc. Some of the experiences weren't so exciting, however. I experienced a great deal of heartache and depression because of some faulty relationships in band. I was also introduced to drugs through friends I met there, which eventually led to addiction and even more depression. Because of this, my grades dropped, I stopped caring about music, my friendships suffered, and I was just a complete mess. But little did I know, it was all for the better. Eventually, I was approached by a woman one day as I was on my way to a friend's house. She shared her life story with me, which was pretty emotional, and explained how God changed her life ever since she had an encounter with Jesus Christ. I ended up accepting her invitation to church, and I'm so eternally happy I did. During the first service I attended, on a Friday, nothing special really happened, but I did meet some fellow musicians, which ultimately led to me returning to the church on Sunday. Towards the end of the Sunday service, the pastor asked for those who need an encounter with God to come to the altar and pray with him. I was nervous and shameful, so I stayed seated. The pastor continued on for about 5 to 7 minutes, basically describing my life story, saying, "I feel there's someone here who needs to be set free from addiction, depression, a feeling of worthlessness, etc." I thought there was no way he could be talking about me. Then after those 5 to 7 minutes, he pointed right at me and he said, "You, come up here and pray with me." Ever since then, my life has changed tremendously. I quit drugs, my depression was lifted, and I can actually say that I'm genuinely happy with my life. Now I'm pursuing a career in music, and ever since that special day, my life has made a complete turn for the better. What's the point in sharing all this, you might ask? Well, if I wasn't persuaded by Yada to do band in the 6th grade, if I didn't make the decision to continue with it in high school, and if I didn't meet those musicians at church, I probably wouldn't know God, my loving Father, like I do today. Not to mention, I probably wouldn't even be here right now sharing this with you. I would still have depression, I probably wouldn't even be in college. So the point is, music can shape a person's life, and it all starts with one decision.